for one last scare.
Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the Last Scare podcast. It is me, Jayla. Obviously, I'm here with Blake. Our lovely Sabrina is feeling a bit under the weather, so you're dealing with the two of us today. How are you doing today, Blake?
I'm doing pretty good, Jayla. Thanks. Of course, missing little Sabrina here with us, but it's okay. And because of that reason, she's such a super fan of Chucky that we're just going to push that topic back a couple weeks so we can have more time to binge the movies and really do our research for this one, and then we can deliver the best Child's Play stream we can, which actually works out because today we got a lot of news regarding Silent Hill and Resident Evil, and we're excited to dive into that.
Oh boy, are we. So let's start with Resident Evil, because Silent Hill has a lot more for us to dig into. How big of a fan are you of the Resident Evil games, Blake?
I love Resident Evil. Specifically the games. I actually haven't seen any of the movies, I don't think.
Valid.
Sabrina and I did start Welcome to Raccoon City. Did not really like it at all. Kind of turned it off after like 25 minutes.
Man.
So I couldn't get into it, but I haven't played a lot of the classic ones. I've played the remake of 2 and 3. I played 7 when it first came out and binged Village in like the first 2 days that it came out. That one, I know this is a hot take, but that one's my favorite one, is Village.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can get into that because I know there's updates for Village, so I'll talk about my feelings on that when we get there. But I imagine none of the movies are worth the time. I'm a big fan of it, and I've wanted to be a fan of Silent Hill. I haven't played any of the games, so I heard they're doing a remake for 2, Silent Hill 2.
Yes, that is correct.
That excites me, and I'm sure you can tell me more about it.
Oh man, can I? Yeah, I'm actually really excited about the Silent Hill news. But first things first is Resident Evil.
Okay.
Resident Evil Gold Edition is coming out in 8 days on the 28th for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Later on for the Switch, which is more news we'll get into. We are getting some new play modes. Sorry, we're getting some new modes. We are getting a third-person game mode. We're getting a extended story with Rose. We are going also to get a new game mode that I wasn't sure what they were talking about. They didn't go into it too deeply, or else I just kind of missed it. But you'll be able to play as some of the fun characters we run into along the way in the story. I actually have the trailer popped up here if you would like to see it, because the creators can do a much better job explaining this stuff than I can sometimes, man.
Yeah. And I haven't seen a single trailer for any of the news that came out within the past 2 days here.
Oh, we're going to have a blast. All right, man. Let's get into this.
Switch now.
Excuse me,
my favorite Resident Evil character.
I love the part where Mario just goes to town on some zombies. It's my joy.
Yeah.
Happy half birthday, Rose. I just want to find my daughter. I'll always be there for you, no matter what. You are my precious Rose.
And I didn't care. So long as we were together.
Oh, Leah. I'm so sorry. I love you.
Sometimes I feel lost or afraid. I try to imagine what he might have said to me.
No matter. Your imminent demise is inevitable.
I love you, but I won't let anything happen to Rose.
I've got this!
Ooh. I love the look of that.
It's very interesting.
Oh, that's right. I did hear we'd go back to the castle.
We are back in the castle, and it's very interesting to see us being able to play a character that has powers.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I kind of forget if it's explained why she would have powers in Village, or are we in the dark on that?
I'm going to guess it's going to have something to do with the reveal of Ethan towards the end of Village.
Yeah.
His reveal, because I'm pretty sure that like she was born after that issue. No, she had to be because of how long it was between the the timeline I'm talking about. I'm trying to not spoil it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess that he got her some powers through that.
I was talking to my friend about this game a little while ago, and his brother was in the car who hadn't played it, and he was like, after that twist, the DLC should be interesting. And I totally forgot. I was like, what twist? And he's like, the twist. And I was like, I don't remember there being a twist. He's like, it's a pretty big twist. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I remember what happened now. And yeah, that I totally forget because it's a little throwback to something, and it's clever. It's rare when you get a clever twist like that. And I'm like, oh wow.
I was so thrilled because I thought, in the beginning, there's something that happens to Ethan that's just like, that's a bit, I mean, I know we're playing Resident Evil, but this is a bit like much
Extreme.
to ask to buy into.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking about like, man, that's not like really bad writing for this. And to have that explained in the way that it was,
yeah,
my God, that was pretty excellent. I'm really interested. It looks like that we're getting a pretty long, like fleshed out story. It's not going to be like a one-off thing. It's kind of reminding me of what they did with Miles Morales and Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. That was that's what I was thinking too, because it's been a year since Village came out, right? Was it last year?
God, I think it's been about a year or two. When did Village come out? And I'm really excited because we're getting all of this at the same time. 2021, yes. At the same time, we're getting RE4, which is also very similar to Village.
Yes, and another one that I haven't played. So I'm excited for that.
Leon is my boy. He is. I am so excited to see him come back. Again, they didn't really announce too much for the Resident Evil showcase, but they did show us so much from Resident Evil 4 remake. So how familiar are you with Resident Evil 4?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, sick.
I'm very into the ones that I have played, and in regards to the ones that I haven't, I'm pretty in the dark on them.
All right, cool. They gave us like 3 trailers for Resident Evil 4 today.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to show you just the little short one. I think is the one to go for. But pretty much, man, you played RE2 remake. It is a Leon story. You do see another character that you're familiar with, but it is like you'll see her in the trailer as well. For me, I think you'll really, really like this more than the other remakes because it has a lot of the vibe you got from Village. So
I liked Village because of the environments, the different monsters, everything like that.
Yeah, and you know what? While we're on Village, I want to say that that's one thing that I liked a lot, and I agree with you on that I feel like a lot of people didn't like about Village. Each segment was like a different kind of horror.
Yes, that was my favorite part of it. You got a vampire's castle, you had the dollhouse, and the werewolves, and the swamp monster.
Yeah.
It's like a horror fan's dream.
Exactly. You have some industrial horror towards the end there. Which was really
Heisenberg.
cool. Yeah. Who, to me, will always be Nick Cage in my head. If we ever see him in a movie, I would want
I've
him
heard
to play
Jim
Nick Cage.
Carrey. I've heard Nick Cage.
I see pure Nick Cage when it comes to him. But
Nick Cage is a lot more accurate for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's why I love Village. He sounds just like him too. I'm telling you, man. Make
He
a Village
does.
movie. Give us some Nick Cage antics in it.
I love him like as a villain and as a character, but that's probably my least favorite segment of the game.
Oh yeah, my favorite segment had to be the dollhouse.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that was the best one. The creepy baby thing. I had to take a break after that.
It was the scariest. Like I went full like feral for Resident Evil after I played 8. I think it was after I played 8. Like I played 7 with my dad, and then 8 came out, I played 8, and I was like, I just have a taste for this right now. So I played RE2 remake, played RE3 remake, I went through 7 again, and I went through 8 again. I just like completely binged them. And man, let me tell you, that scene in the dollhouse got me more than like a lot of the scariest stuff in the other games.
Oh yeah, and that's saying something. That game had some clever scares too. The iconic
Thank you.
when you open the case and it says like look at the wall, look out the window, and you're trying to like find the writing on the wall and that werewolf just pops up. Oh my god.
There's a lot of classic, like genuinely classic and iconic horror elements in Village, and I admire that so much.
Oh yeah.
Which is this is hilarious. I can't wait for you to see this. I want to jump right into RE4 because I feel like you're gonna really admire this, man.
Yeah, I gotta see what people are talking about.
Hang on, let me get through the ad. Ugh. I need YouTube to stop giving me so many ads, respectfully.
They'll never stop, unfortunately.
Respectfully, please. I've been getting so much more recently, and it's kind of getting in the way of my life.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Honestly.
All right, world premiere. Boop.
You're here looking for someone? Maybe. Some missing señorita?
Ashley, where are you?
Your soul requires cleansing.
Ashley Graham, are you in here?
Just let me go.
Listen. I'm hearing the president's orders and
What is that? What do we do?
The lost lambs are escaping.
we need to go. I'm gonna get you home safe.
You can stop right there.
Ada, who are you? What are you doing here?
My faithful disciple will show her the path.
Ashley, run!
The entire world shall overflow with his grace.
What's happening to me?
Now, abandon your body.
Leave the girl. She's lost no matter what.
Now that he has chosen death.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, that does look good.
They didn't show. There is one more that shows more gameplay. Do you want to watch that one as well?
Yeah, let's see that one. March
All
24th,
right.
that one comes out?
It sure does. It is right around the corner. Let's see. Let's see. Gameplay trailer.
definitely gives me Village vibes too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can you still hear it when it's down this low on my computer?
Yeah.
Perfect, because it won't play through my headphones, but I've already seen it, so I'm good.
Okay.
But it looks
Anyone
gorgeous.
home?
It really does.
It does. I love these creepy house settings in video games too.
Yeah, man, it's so nice to get some solid. Like, we're getting a lot of horror video games soon. That's like major stuff. We're getting a Dead Space remake. We're getting Silent Hill, which we'll get into. Texas Chainsaw. There's a lot of sci-fi horror stuff coming down the line really, really soon that we saw at the Xbox showcase earlier this year that has me buzzing. I'm so excited, and of course, I've been like thirsting for Resident Evil 4 remake for so long.
Oh yeah.
So to finally see it, man, it's really getting me excited.
It looks, and this is genuinely a new game to me because I never played the original, so I'm so excited for this.
I am very familiar with the original and the story because I kind of like really took a deep dive into the lore, but I haven't been able to play the original. This is so embarrassing, but I just can't do tank controls. It just can't do it. It feels too slow for me.
Yeah, that's how I am with some old video games, even if it's like Batman or something. Like if the controls are dated or the graphics take me out of it, I just can't play it.
Yeah, I can handle some. Ooh.
Jeez.
I know the monster design in these games are top notch, man.
Look, I'm part of a horror podcast. I love horror. Horror video games fuck me up.
Really?
They do. Like I said, I binged Village in 2 days. There were parts where I was like, I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to go in this house, but I want to progress. I'm invested.
Yeah, that's something that's super unique to horror video games as a medium for storytelling. You're just directly involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I'm getting chased in the game, my heart's pounding. Like I'm actually scared.
Yeah, it's so immersive. That's why I feel like for something like BioShock, it's going to be really, really hard to adapt that to a film or show because a part of what makes that work so well is the immersion of you having control of the character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they are changing some of the stuff. They are updating some of it. They said during the showcase that while they are staying true to the core of the story and the original experience, they want to also heighten it and they want to also build on the themes that were there originally.
Yeah, that's smart. 'Cause, I mean, horror, it grows over time. I mean, what people found terrifying in the 80s is different in like a remake if it was made today, and I'm glad they're applying that to video games. It's there's something new for everybody.
Of course, yeah, and it's going to be a bit more sensitive. That's how people these iconic franchises go. That that poor cow. There's a lot of people that are going to hold Resident Evil 4 specifically close to their heart, close to the chest. So it's a very hard task to like navigate that. But unlike Silent Hill, Resident Evil has definitely kind of gone into horror adjacent until 7. Like they went to straight goofy action for a while.
Yeah, I also think that's what put me off of it because the horror drew me in. Then I saw the action of it. I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, so hopefully they're going to make Resident Evil 4 more terrifying, you know?
Yeah, it already looks like it.
Yeah, it looks pretty intense.
Like,
man.
this is action-packed, but I'm not getting that, like, this is just an action game kind of feel.
Yeah, once you get into, like, the later ones, before they had, like, a complete reset with 7.
Yeah, 7 was like a cross between Saw and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I know, it's wild how they just like absolutely like it was a reboot without having to be like this is a reboot.
Yeah, that was the first Resident Evil game I played too. It made me a fan.
Yeah, I feel like 7 really like brought in a whole new generation of Resident Evil fans.
Yeah.
And as much as like I was saying earlier, they definitely look at this.
Jeez.
The classic RE camp. Oh man.
Oh my god. I love it.
I love this bit. This is so cool.
This is the best part.
This is the best part. Okay, that was it. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got. We got a new Netflix show, animated thing going on. But I'm more excited for the games. I'm more excited that they're bringing third person mode into Village. I was just talking to my uncle who is here from Florida. Shout out to him if he's even watching right now. I don't know, but he was saying how he doesn't like first person games, and that's actually a really common thing. So to be able to play in third person will actually bring on a lot of people, and all the remakes are third person as well. So that's a really smart move on their end.
Yeah, I would love for them to bring that to Biohazard. I don't think they ever did.
No, they didn't, but I think that'd be really cool.
I'm due for a Biohazard replay, so if they added a third person mode, I'd jump on it.
I think I'm due for a Biohazard replay myself, to go into Biohazard, play Village again, to get to the Rose DLC.
Oh yeah, I got to go through 2 and 3 again before 4 comes out too.
I was just playing, I played through the RE2 remake an embarrassing amount of times trying to get a higher score, and I just can't do it. I don't know how these people make it happen.
I couldn't imagine going for that as I'm like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube of a puzzle as zombies are trying to break in through the door. That game stressed me out so much. I can't even begin to describe that police department.
Yeah. Oh man, I love the police station so much. I love the segment. That's what I love about Resident Evil is when like you're in this creepy setting. You're like, before we got to this, the overtop action, what brought me into Resident Evil is the atmosphere, the puzzles, this underlying mystery that's going on that something's wrong, but you can't quite figure it out yet.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool. That's why I love Biohazard so much. So yeah, I fully agree, man. I don't know how people make what is S plus or S? It's the highest one for RE2.
S.
I don't know how they do it.
I'm not sure.
Too much of a noob, but shout out to them.
I'm even lower. And yeah, about Biohazard, I live for games like I love the whole game, but just being in that creepy house, being chased, and you just have to kind of find your way through that labyrinth of a creepy old house in a swamp or whatever. I could do that as the entire game. Like, they don't even have to go as far as to like, here are different segments of the house and you can go underground and just different locations. Like, I'm a simple person when it comes to horror.
Yeah.
I could stay in a cave if you make the story interesting enough that I'm in this one cave for the whole time. That's kind of what I've gathered from Silent Hill. As I said, I know nothing about it. The only thing I know about it was that demo.
Okay.
PT, is that what it was called?
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah. I know it's a sensitive subject.
That
really drew me in.
So, yeah, man, Silent Hill, PT, my one that got away, my forever heartbreak.
Yeah.
Is PT. That is the big one for me. But sorry, I just had a brain fart. But we got some great news yesterday. Amazing news yesterday. So amazing that I watched the Resident Evil showcase and I was like, oh man, is that it? Because Silent Hill, man, I've been waiting for so long to get new Silent Hill news, and I just want to jump into it, even though that you're not too familiar. I would love to hear your initial thoughts and opinions on this stuff. Perfect timing for you to get into the series, because we are getting a Silent Hill 2 remake, which is like the big game for a lot of people. Like, Silent Hill 2 is like the one that got a lot of people drawn into it, a lot of people excited for it. That kind of started a lot of the it was the establishing Silent Hill game was Silent Hill 2.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why, with the remakes like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, that they're starting with 2? That they don't remake the first one? Because that's been bothering me.
I guess 2 is the lucky number.
Interesting. I'm like, do people despise the first games? Because it's so shocking.
I don't think they despise it. I just feel like the definite this is what made them who they are. Same with Evil Dead 2.
Which was
the second one.
Remaking the whole movie in the first 15 minutes, and then here's the real movie.
Yeah. I guess there's something about really good sequels that make you forget about the first one.
That's fair. I mean, jump me in on the best one.
All right, let's get in on this. Is the sound still working well?
Yes, and I haven't watched this trailer either, so it's all new to me.
The music in these games are just iconic to me.
Yeah.
Could she really be here? Waiting for me? Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago.
This is the franchise
In my
with
restless
Pyramid Head,
dreams,
right?
Correct.
I see that town.
I know him.
That's a great start, honestly.
Silent Hill.
Oh, there he is.
I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now.
It looks incredible, by the way.
Yeah, it really.
I don't need you anymore. I'm ready. Mary?
Ooh. I'm sold at him.
Pyramid Head's pretty freaky. Pretty darn freaky. Now, I do think that there's a huge chance that you will like Silent Hill a little bit more than Resident Evil. I was just saying this to Cam, shout out to him, how like it's a lot more atmospheric than the later the later Resident Evils. It has a lot more to do with like a character's journey story and like going into their like darkest parts of themselves, darkest parts of their psyche, you know, their grief, their trauma, their regrets, stuff like that.
And that's interesting to me.
Yeah, it's very interesting. A lot of the monsters are a direct like manifestation of those things in their lives as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like for this one, for 2, basically he his wife passed away from cancer, but like he thinks that she's going to be in this town, and he goes to this town, and like things happen.
Things go bump.
Things go wacky. Things go wacky, silly, crazy. But I'm very excited. I think this is a great start. This is it's going to be the same thing with the Resident Evil Renaissance. We're going to get so many new people into the series, into the franchise with this. It looks incredible. It looks gorgeous.
It does.
During the showcase, he even said that this is the first part of the project, so I'm guessing we're going to see a 3 remake and a 4. Like we're going to get some more.
Yeah.
But,
good.
Yeah, initial thoughts, or like where are you with Silent Hill? Because I know you don't know much about it.
Yeah, this is basically my introduction. Like I couldn't tell you where the where the series is supposed to be like taking place, a single character of it, aside from Pyramid Head, just because he is, what I gather, such an iconic villain of this. Like, I knew Nemesis before I even heard of Resident Evil. And that's just the thing with villains. Like, they are the most, especially like horror movie monsters. You always know what they look like, even before you know what they're from.
Yeah, it's actually true.
Yeah, I've heard it's a pretty intense horror franchise, I guess you could say. I'm sure there's some that kind of drop off, but yeah, my first intro to it was that demo, and from then I was like, please tell me this is coming out, because this looks phenomenal. Like, just that little watching it terrified me, and if I got to play that full game, I don't know if I'd be here today. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe if this game takes off, we could see it potentially someday. I think it's, from what I gather, it's kind of unclear why it got canceled.
For PT?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Basically, the guy that was the head of PT, the creator, got fired. So I don't think we'll ever see that come out.
Do it. That's a bummer.
It's a bummer, but it's okay because we do have 2 new games. 2 new games coming out soon. I do want to touch on this. This is so accurate. This year we've gotten so many major horror game announcements. It's kind of like it's mind blowing. We're getting another Alan Wake, which I lost my mind when Alan Wake 2 was announced.
Another video game I don't know about.
Oh my god, you would love it. It's amazing. I'm so happy we're getting another one. Dead Space is a huge horror game for me. It's up there with BioShock for me. So we're getting a remake of that. And let me tell you, man, the original was scary enough. Yeah. So terrifying on its own. To have it modernized is gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the game.
Yeah, that's something else I've been wanting. I have heard of and I've wanted to get into. So when I heard they were doing a remake, I'm like, okay, I'll just get that one. Like, I'll start from the remake, is what I'm assuming it is, and work my way from there.
Man, remakes when it comes to movies, remakes when it comes to video games, hits all around. Yes, absolutely.
Didn't he say he wanted to do a Dead Space movie recently?
I think he said he wanted to do BioShock.
Oh, BioShock.
I think Carpenter said BioShock. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but a BioShock game has been stuck in development hell for ages now. Again, I don't know if they could really pull it off, but if anyone were to try, I would love for Carpenter to try. But we are here for Silent Hill, and we have 2 new game announcements to go through, as well as my light turning off by itself. All right.
Appropriately timed,
as well as some other news. So let's just dive right into the first one. I will talk you through as much as I know, but to be fair, I don't know that much either. So we're going in blind together on this one, Blake.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to be giving us with this, but it looks fun, it looks creepy, and that's all I need.
Silent Hill Townfall?
Interesting. Yeah.
Why are you here?
So is this not a remake?
This place.
No, this is a completely new thing.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're scaring me, Jayla.
No. And that company specifically, I'm very excited they are involved.
That name looks familiar.
They've done a lot of incredible games. They did 12 Minutes with Willem Dafoe last year.
Oh, wow.
But for you, I think it's more than that.
As well as a lot of other really, really very beautiful games.
I think you're here for some other reason. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when you figure that out.
That's all they give you? Wow.
That's all they're giving us, man.
Silent Hill Townfall. Do we at least get a date?
No, we don't have a date.
Oh my god.
So my guess when we look at the developers on this one, and the distributor on this one, there are a lot of episodic choose your own adventure-esque games. You have like Edith Finch. You have 12 Minutes. You have some more that I'm blanking on, but a lot of like critically acclaimed games that are more story focused than it is like gameplay focused. So I feel
never
like
a bad thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I really do love those kind of games. If anyone here has played, God, let me think of one now that I'm on the spot.
Telltale comes to mind.
Yeah. Telltale Gone Home, which was really fun to play. Things like that. I'm very interested. Artful Escape they did recently, which is just gorgeous. I think Silent Hill is a good fit for this kind of narrative, this kind of medium. So I'm pretty excited to see what they do, like what story they're telling, or are they telling how a town fell, a very particular town
I would not be surprised.
And it just looks gorgeous. It looks really interesting. I like how they're giving us a little tiny crumb, but pay attention to that the font we see for oh god, I'm not sharing it. We'll go back to it. Never mind. I thought I was gonna be cool, but it's very simple, very, very tiny little blip that they give us. All that we got after that during the showcase was basically like, hey, go back and watch that teaser and see if you missed anything. So I don't know.
Interesting.
It is interesting, but
and is there a date for Silent Hill 2?
No, next year.
Sometime next year.
So for the Silent Hill stuff, we don't have any dates except like I don't think we have any dates at all. But it's fine because they're actually like giving us content, and instead of being so radio silent recently, it's been driving me up a wall. Ever since PT, I've been having a Silent Hill hunger. So I was kind of like losing my mind. I was going kind of bonkers over this last night.
And that just reminds me, the only like horror franchise that I am knowledgeable about, Outlast. I totally forgot Outlast Chronicles is supposed to be coming out apparently on the 28th.
Really? The 28th has so much going on.
I know.
What's up with the 28th, man?
I don't know. This game has been on my radar for years at this point, and I'm like, is that coming out ever? It says the 28th.
Surprise.
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 It says the 28th on Steam. It says coming soon, so I am assuming it got delayed.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
It's been getting delayed forever now.
I love when that happens with video games.
I'm sure someone will tell me when it's out.
Yeah, so I've been the victim. I'll say victim. I've been the victim of game studios just like kind of putting out early state too soon, and then it gets delayed. Then it gets delayed again, and then it's like 3 years later, and you're like not even as interested as you were when it first was announced.
Yeah, it's like just I know they want to tell us as soon as they can, but I won't mind if the game's almost done and then you want to tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather know later on when you guys are secure than just like knowing right off the bat. Cough, cough. The next Fable game. Cough, cough. But it's fine.
Exactly.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm not upset at all. We have 2 more trailers to go through.
Okay. Silent Hill F? F.
Now this is the one I'm super stoked for.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Please go away.
Ads.
This looks gorgeous, and it lines up with a lot of the leaks that came out earlier this year as well.
We love leaks.
We love to see it.
Carnage?
No, not again. Not again, please.
Carnage confirmed?
It's actually a Carnage movie.
I'd be happy.
It looks gorgeous, though. Oh my god.
Does.
I hate looking at this part though, so I'm just gonna not because it makes me
Oh no.
it gets me queasy. It's like 2 seconds, but it makes me so queasy.
You have that too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah,
It makes me want to scratch my skin off. It makes me feel so itchy.
Yeah, Candyman was rough because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw Incantation, and it just reminded me of that.
So if you notice, that F is the same font as the F in Silent Hill Town Hall. Now, I don't know what that means, but it means something.
The music is popping off for these trailers.
I love the music in Silent Hill as well as the music in Resident Evil. There is actually a whole, I don't know the YouTuber that made it, but there's a whole video on YouTube about the like save room music in Silent Hill. Not Silent Hill, Resident Evil. I highly recommend you guys check that out because the music in these games and horror games is just beautiful, hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looks incredible. It looks so refreshing. This does line up with leaks that we saw earlier this year. Talks of a cherry blossom monster, talks of a new direction, stepping away from things like Pyramid Head and trying for a new style, a new tone with Silent Hill, which I think looks really incredible. So we're going to get our classic Silent Hill with Silent Hill 2 remake, excuse me. But this seems like it's really going to go somewhere else. I'm pretty fascinated.
Yeah, that's good. They seem to be pleasing fans with the Silent Hill 2 remake, and then they're like, okay, here's a bunch of new things, which I'm intrigued to see if these are all standalone games or if they're all kind of part of something bigger.
Yeah, there's your Outlast update.
Oh, coming out on the 28th.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of a beta, oh my god, I forgot some huge Resident Evil news before we wrap up the Silent Hill stuff. The RE-verse, I believe, the online multiplayer.
Yeah.
If you have Village, you do get to be a part of the beta for that.
Okay, good. Because I downloaded what's it called? Reverse?
Yeah, the RE-verse.
RE-verse.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded that, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, it's unavailable." And I was like, "What do you mean? You advertised that I got 2 games with Village. Okay, that's good news."
I'm pretty sure it starts on the 28th is when that goes up. But if you do own Village, you do get to play it. See, because that's one of the big things they announced. They also announced that the RE2 remake, RE3 remake, 7 and 8 will all be available on cloud gaming for the Switch. So
oh wow,
you will be able to play those on the Switch, and I'm assuming you'll be able to play whenever we get a new Resident Evil announced.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows when that'll happen, but I do assume that that is also included.
I'm sure it'll be within the coming years.
Eventually, maybe, possibly. We'll be fed until then, though. We have plenty of horror. I just want to make sure I touched on that because I definitely forgot.
Yes, that was actually a question I had earlier that I forgot to ask. So that took that away from me.
It all worked out. Now, this I saved this one for last because I feel like this one gives us the most to talk about because the idea reminds me of a lot of things. The idea reminds me of some stuff from some comic book history in a weird way that you'll see how that plays into it. And there's a lot of things that kind of dig into in general for horror. So I'm gonna let them speak on this, and it will be our closing topic. Oh, also, they didn't show anything, but there's a new Silent Hill movie coming out, Return to Silent Hill. They just showed some concept art. That's kind of it.
Is it tied to the old movies, or is it kind of its own thing now?
So it's called Return to Silent Hill. My guess is they're going to pull a Halloween 18. They're going to be, this is the true sequel to the first one. Kind of thing.
Is the first one supposed to be good? I've kind of heard mixed things about it. Like as a video game adaptation, maybe but as a horror movie, it's fine.
So I don't necessarily remember the first one. I remember like they had a 3D one that I didn't vibe with.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was really, really rough. But I remember like seeing the first one as a kid and it freaking me out, but I haven't watched it as like from like an adult lens yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll revisit
in
that.
that?
Put a pin in that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just like say one thing and then come back like, well, guys, completely forget everything I said.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good. And then you revisit it and you're like, strike everything I said.
Yeah, I don't want to be like the reason someone watches it and they're like, this sucked. I'm
J-Lo
never
lied to
watching
me.
again. I don't want to give anyone trust issues.
That's fair.
All right, let me see if I can find this last bit. Okay. I'll just find it from the actual live stream because they don't have like, there's like a little segment of them explaining it a bit, and I feel like that helps a little bit. They're showing me the Mario trailer again. I need to get ad block. All right, let's see. So, you watching any good spooky movies recently, Blake? While
I have been going through a ton of spooky movies.
Yeah.
Last night, Sabrina and I watched the last 2 Jeepers Creepers movies, and they do both suck.
No.
As if we didn't already know that. 3 was whatever. It was like a TV movie, and Reborn. The reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are accurate. It is a pretty abysmal time.
That's rough. That is super rough.
Someone actually replied to me about on Twitter, and it's true that the one Jeepers Creepers movie that wasn't made by a genuine monster was the worst one. Which is quite unfortunate.
That is super unfortunate.
Yes. They need to strike all writers and directors and actors and just try again in a few years.
Yep, that's what I was assuming, because they did bring them back, and it's Return to Silent Hill, so I'm like, yeah, that's going to be this is a true sequel. Forget everything that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
They're pulling the Halloween and Texas Chainsaw route.
Which, that's okay.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. Just make it good. If you're gonna do
don't waste it.
Yeah, exactly.
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw. Oof. I have had that on the bottom of my 2022 ranking all year.
Yep, I don't think anyone's gonna top that bad experience.
No.
All right, let's dive into this. Let's see what you think, Blake, because I'm really interested to hear your take on it.
Okay. Transmission.
It was the live.
Oh, okay. So that's not the title of this little trailer yet. No.
So, what you're doing... Go ahead, what were you saying?
Ascension.
Huh. So what they're doing, essentially... Haha!
Good one.
Sorry. What they're doing is it's going to be a real-time, live-streamed, interactive game that we all can interact together, and it's going to be a one-off deal. There's not going to be a reset, and it's going to have like a direct, it's going to change the canon of Silent Hill.
Wow, that's a trippy idea.
So remember how it makes me think of Right Before Death in the Family, where everyone was like, you can like vote if you want Robin to live or die.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that, but like a huge scale. So it's going to be an ARG. You can go to the website ascension.com to get updates. It launches next year. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of all we have.
Weird. Huh. Because it makes you think, like, does everyone have to play it at the same time? How are you going to kind of keep track of that story? That's interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it's in real time, I guess they're going to have like events or like things are going to change as it goes. Remember the website for right after the Batman came out, you had the Riddler's website that was changing and the countdown. Mm-hmm. Probably something like that. There looks like there's some kind of text feature but I don't know how that's going to work while not being overwhelming with everyone trying to interact at once.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because that feels like it can go into Twitch chat territory so quickly that it won't be fun for people.
No. I'm assuming it will be like that Riddler website thing. I feel like there's going to be a base game, which is how we all get familiar with the story, and then that little portion that we can all kind of interact with together, which however they run that is beyond me. But maybe that's how they roll it out. I don't know.
It looks exciting. The one thing they kept repeating throughout the live stream when they're during the segment was there's no reset button. That like what happens. So I wonder if like we're going to get new characters introduced, and then those characters may or may not die, and we may not see more of them, or like what like we might like this might have a hand in like future games and what characters are in those future games. The weight and the reality of these are kind of endless.
Yeah, that's trippy. That's a really ambitious idea, and I'm excited to see how that's even pulled off.
I love it for them. I love that, they've been silent for so long, but obviously that silence has been hard work, and they've been really pushing themselves and implementing all these new ideas. I am stoked, man. I can't wait for it. They said it launches next year for Ascension specifically. So that's something that we'll definitely have to like keep track of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got to keep me in the loop, because when it comes to video games, even the ones I care about, it's kind of off my radar, unfortunately.
Oh, don't you worry. You will be completely in the loop, Blake. But that is all the loop has for us. We have gone over all the new news for Silent Hill and Resident Evil. I mean, Silent Hill had some new merch announced, which was really sick. But as far as games go, that's about it.
That's a lot, too. I mean, fans of Resident Evil and Silent Hill seem to have been fed as if it was Kevin Feige announcing the slate for an upcoming phase.
It's an early Thanksgiving for us horror video game fans.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, we've missed Sabrina so much today, but I'm so glad we had the chance to break down all of this and give it the time we needed to. It's been so much fun, always. And we have another half of a month to get through.
Yes. I believe we're off next week too.
Yeah.
The podcast, but we should be going live on Halloween if everything goes according to plan.
That is correct. Next week we will be pausing the show, and we will be having a Halloween show instead.
The last scare Halloween special.
Our first Halloween special. We'll have a special guest, maybe. Who knows? It's going to be a fun time. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Just make sure you guys have that on your schedule, and we can have a great Halloween together, because I'm so looking forward to it. But yeah, Blake, any last words? Any last comments?
I'm so much more invested and excited about both of these franchises after this stream, because I went from zero knowledge for Silent Hill specifically to an overwhelming amount of projects to get excited for. So I'm going to replay the Resident Evil games I do have in preparation of all this coming up. And I can't wait for all these new remakes to come out and the new Silent Hill games.
Hey, now's the time to get into Silent Hill. I'm telling you, it is the perfect time. You're going to love it. And man, I wish, but we are not that cool.
No.
You need to lower your expectations on that one when I say special.
We asked. He shot us down.
He's busy, but
he's a little too busy.
Maybe next time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Blake, for hanging out with me today. I can't wait to see you guys again soon. And until then, stay safe and enjoy VHS 99 tonight, because it came out.
That's right. We'll see how it is.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how we feel by next show.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe.